everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I will continue working on my BMW E46 build. I'm excited because today I get to see if I could use the Camaro Differential. So I will take it out from the Camaro rear suspension and test it out with a spare E46 suspension that I have here. See if I'm able to use it. So originally the plan was that I was going to use the M3 limited slip differential, but it'll be cheaper and in the end it'll be better if I'm able to use the Camaro differential. So that is my plan for today, but I also plan to show you what I've been doing so far these past few days since school started and it got kind of hectic to keep up with YouTube and school at the same time. But I'm back and I will show you what I've done so far with the engine mounts. As you saw in my last video, I had to make some adjustments. So I will show you that in a little bit. But before I do, I want to give out my two shout outs, one for YouTube and one for Instagram. My YouTube shout out goes out to Pepe Daily. Thank you for commenting on my videos. You're mostly always the first one to comment, which tells me you probably have the bell clicked, which gives you post notifications every time I upload. So thank you for that. And my Instagram shout out goes out to PARMMZ. Thank you for the support, I appreciate it. And without further ado, let's just get started with the video. Alright, so here are the engine mounts. So my next door neighbor is like a machinist, so he has a machine that actually cuts metal. So he was able to cut these engine mounts for me. As you can see, this is the right and this is the left side. They are different. So yeah, these are the engine mount plates and the transmission mount plate is right here. As you could see earlier, these holes were not big enough because this is a universal mount and mostly made for the LS1. I did have to make an adjustment to this plate as well. So we extended the holes right here so that's able to fit this transmission mount. And now it fits perfectly and I'm able to adjust it whatever is needed. That's basically the only adjustment I needed to make on this plate. But overall it's looking good. I also made a list of things that I still need to do. So yeah, here's like a little diagram for the shifter, which my neighbor is also going to custom make. I just need to mock it up with cardboard and he'll be able to do it with his system that he has. Anyway, let's just move on to the rear suspension. Okay, so here we have the Camaro rear suspension with the Camaro diff. First things first, we want a limited slip differential. So I will go ahead and check if this one is a limited slip. The way to do that is, let me show you. One quick way to tell is if I spin this side, the other side should spin in the same direction. And if it does, that indicates that this is a limited slip. So let's spin it. So we can see that the other side is spinning in the same direction. However, to confirm this, I will have, you hold, if you hold the other side and it does not spin, that means it's limited slip. So let me try spinning it.
Who's stronger? Who's stronger?
Alright.
I win.
Whatever. Alright, so it's confirmed. This is a limited slip. Let me show you on the stock car. So here we have my stock E46. The rear suspension is still in here. So as we can see here, I could spin this wheel. So as you can see, only one wheel is spinning, so that indicates that this is an open diff, which is not what we want. Anyways, if this does not work, I always have the option of using the M3 limited slip. But let's just tackle this and remove all the parts that I don't need. axles off. It was a hassle, but that's done. If this diff were to fit, I'll need to look into custom axles. But anyway, right now I just have 3 more nuts to take off. Diff. Now I will try to fit this diff into a stock E46 rear suspension that I got back here. Let's take it out. Here is the stock 330 rear suspension. As you may know, my suspension is from a 325, but I would like to use this 330 since there are some key differences between the 325 and the 330 rear suspension. For example, bigger brakes, different trailing arms, but the subframe itself is the same. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and take this apart and let's try to test fit it. Here they are side by side. As we could see, they both have a mount in the back and 2 in the front. Obviously the 330s is smaller. So let's try the Camaro diff into this 330 subframe. We're having trouble with this opening here, and is it too wide?
Yeah, well no, I think it's fine for the width right there. But this mount right here, the width for this mount is ridiculous. So it's like, even if you compare it right here, it's probably a good 3-4 inches bigger. What we might end up doing is we'll cut off these ears right here for the mounts. On the E46, the mount for the differential, the front ones, are actually in the subframe. Then we had to figure out a way to weld something like this, so 2 mounts like that, weld that on here somehow.
Why can't we just cut that part out, make it a bigger hole?
I mean, that's another possibility. Cut off these mounts right here, cut off both of these mounts, and then even cut this bottom section off and figure out a way to make that detachable. That's going to be a lot more difficult, because even then this is not going to fit. It's like if you compare this like this, you can see that these mounts are way too wide for this. To the center of where the axle would be. And it's not really, so a rough measurement, like 11 3/4 to the center. So output shaft of this to that, after the 11 3/4.
Wait, what?
11 3/4.
The same?
Yeah. But let's see this and that. So pretty much center of that. So there is about 6 3/4. Center of this to that is 6. So this is an inch longer. So then again, we would have the same issue with this. So you see how the mount's in here. On the E46, the mount is in the subframe.
So this is underneath my car. I will measure this space right here to see if it's big enough for the Camaro Guibo.
It's about 5 3/4.
Alright, so after taking some measurements, we basically came to the conclusion that in order to make this diff fit, we will need to modify the 2 mounts in the front as well as this one in the back and the input shaft. But the main concern is that this is an inch taller than the 330 diff. So tomorrow we will talk to our machinist and tell him about our plan and see what he thinks. So I will update you in a later video. But if this plan fails, we always have the M3 diff. Oh snap. Alright, well, it looks like I have to go clean up. So I will end this video here. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. And stay tuned for more videos. Bye.